now, we're making our way to probably the best place in Russia for any tourist to go, Suzdal. When I first came to Russia 15 years ago, most restaurants were, well, lacking to say the least. But the food in Suzdal was amazing and authentic. So I have very high hopes coming into this meal of traditional local foods with a modern twist. Don't disappoint me, Suzdal. Come on, baby. All right, friends, continuing on, here we are at the Огурец, aka Cucumber Restaurant, on one of the main streets of Suzdal. In fact, it's on the main street. And it looks like we're here for brunch, and nothing says brunch like an entire bottle of honey-based champagne. And they said there's a tradition in Suzdal that you have pickles with honey. So let's get to that first. But actually, before that, what is this black stuff? I've heard in Russia they have black salt. Is this black salt? What is this? I have absolutely no idea what that is. Уважаемые дамы, что за вот этот черный порох, который вот тут? Okay, now I understand. So it's dried ground mushrooms. And interesting. Okay.
Это не грибы, это маслина.
Маслины это что такое?
Черные оливки.
Oh, that. So, from what I understand, it is dried ground black olives. That's different. Okay, that's different. Tastes good. Here we go. You know, surprisingly, that works. Now look at that. That's actually really good. Got your sweet, got your sour, and a kick of spicy at the end. Very nice. If I had to guess, I'm thinking buckwheat. All right, here. Гречка, да? All right, I was right. They are buckwheat. Buckwheat chips. I don't know. If you like buckwheat, you'll like these. Interesting. That's surprising. I didn't even know that was possible with buckwheat. I guess science is advancing. So anyways, let's try to have some of this honey-based champagne that, according to the bottle, is 5 years old. It's been waiting 5 years for me to try it out here. And oh boy, that really wanted to come out. You know, sometimes you have to pull it, but this time, oh God, it's rising to the top. On its own. Oh God. All right, pouring. Yeah. Wow. That has a very, very strong nose to it in the good way. I'm someone who likes strong flavors. Oh, that's nice. Wow. That'll knock your socks off. That's good. Whew. Good morning. All right. That's good. That has a very strong, I would say, the honey flavor is there. It has the honey flavor, but it has more of those like Russian spices, the sweet spices that you'd get in those pryanik cookies and all that kind of stuff from Russia. So it has very much that flavor. So if you've had one of those pryanik cookies, I think this is sort of like the alcohol version of that. Very intense, really good. But yeah, that'll, I can't believe it's 6% alcohol. That's what the bottle says. I think you guys might be lying there because it's good. Woo! There you go. So far, so good. But you want to know one thing? Everything in front of me is very Russian, but very different. And I like that. That's the whole point of this particular video, is to show you some Russian food. Pickles, honey, super Russian. Buckwheat, anything super Russian. You know what was Russia's first export over 1,000 years ago? Honey. There you go. Before oil came around. So anyways, let's move on to something that's heated. It is awfully cold outside. So one thing the waitress wanted to make clear to me is that despite the fact that from my Moscow perspective of reality, these things seem very unusual, for her, these are traditional Suzdal foods that people have been eating for a long time. Just because I haven't seen them doesn't mean that they're not ancient. Okay, and here we have another Suzdal-based food where she claims it's like half borscht, which you're familiar with, and half rasolnik, which is a sort of a sour soup. So this is very exciting. As someone who loves soup and who loves both borscht and rasolnik, this should be a treat. So anyways, and as is tradition, we've got to have 1 dollop of sour cream in the center of the soup. If you ever see an old like Soviet cookbook, if you ever get the chance, if there's soup, there's 1 dollop of sour cream in the center. That is the rules. But I'm going to go against the rules and do 2, because I really like sour cream. Anyways, let's mix it up. That is different. Oh my gosh. Wow. I don't know how to describe it. It looks exactly like borscht, but it has a very different flavor. Wow. That's interesting. This was a success. This was, like I said, different. It is like a hybrid soup. It's kind of hard to place. But the one thing is my brain is so used to borscht that I'm expecting one flavor, and then you eat it, and you get another flavor. So kind of neat. So we have the fish called sudak. I think we'll have a translation on the screen because I can never remember the name of the fish. And of course, it has some pickles in it. Logical. And yeah, a little bit of caviar there. Locally caught. Oh boy. Oh, look at that big, nice chunk. Yes. Remember, fish in Russia is rarely deboned. That's okay. You get used to it. But it does make things a little bit harder to eat on camera. But guys, so far we've filmed a lot of restaurants on this trip around the Golden Ring, and there's a problem. Everything's been pretty good. Even the things that weren't so good, it was more my personal tastes. Like, you know, no matter who puts Holodets in front of me, it's going to be a bad result. But a lot of winners here. All right. Oh boy, look at that. Wow. Okay, friends, maybe it was a little bit of a mistake to eat that entire big piece of fish because we have more food coming, but I'm definitely satisfied. It's one of the reasons to come to Russia. Good river fish, big rivers, big fish in those rivers. Let's move on to the jam as our sort of closing moment for this lovely brunch here in Suzdal. А варенье из чего?
Из огурца.
Да ладно. Okay, so we have, I was wondering, what is this jam? It's good, but it's made of pickles. It's pickle jam. That's awesome. That's unique. And it tastes good. I know you're not going to believe it, but it tastes really good. How could pickled jam taste good? Well, apparently it can. So that's great. All right. So, anyways, guys, let's break this down. What do we get? Here is my big problem. Because when you go to a restaurant, you know, there's a chef, and the chef wants to take pride in their food. The problem is, I think my favorite thing is right here. This sort of mead, honey, champagne, this is the stuff right here. Unbelievably good. So anyways, friends, let's finish this episode, our final restaurant of this tour around the Golden Ring, with a toast. And this toast is to you and to the future of this program. Must eat, because there's a lot of regions left in Russia, and I must eat. Anyways, talk to you soon. Ooh. Oh.